And welcome to the Hiredgun Podcast with your host, the Hiredgun. First, like, subscribe, share. How y'all doing, y'all? So, on the birthday day, we're gonna talk about wrestling. How y'all doing, y'all? So, you know, there are there are things like I said before. I wake up every day now, right? And there's something new about releases. Well, what happened with releases, with TKO and how they fucking up things and blah 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 blah. Every day. It's every day now. So, yesterday, I talked about how TKO um, told New Day to reduce their contracts, all right, and take pay cuts. And New Day said, "Fuck it, we'll leave." All right, all right. So then I hear later on that day, day that TKO is giving out pay cuts to certain rosters. I mean, not roster, like to certain people on the roster. Okay. And no. First, I heard there was somebody who took a pay cut, a significant pay cut. All right, to stay with the company. All right, they're not giving out no names, but but that's what happened. Okay, so this morning found out that TKO is going around asking several people about pay cuts. All right, all right, and so let me nip one. Let me nip one nigga in the bud that we don't have to worry about getting the pay cut because it's been nipped in the bud today. It's not Roman Reigns. Again, they just gave this motherfucker a new contract over WrestleMania weekend. It ain't him. Like it's not him. He literally signed the same fucking contract he had the last time. It's not him. Alright? And it's not anybody who's on the same level as him. Now, merch wise it's not Punk, it's not Cody, it's not Roman, it's not Denhausen right now. If anything, them niggas might go to Denhausen and give him a fucking raise. Alright, cause he was number 3 in merch at WrestleMania. Alright, so it ain't him either. Alright, so the other two people I know that had contracts, had new contracts, was Damian Priest, and that was recently, right? Um, Finn, that was last year, so maybe, but maybe not because they going based off TV time too. All right. All right, now they're not going doing the bullshit that TNA used to go that you only get paid when you on fucking TV. They're not doing that shit, you know. And then people always got to say, "Oh, but they're making money. They're making real good money." Listen, listen. Let's not look at the shiny toys in front of us and say, "Oh wow," right? Let's not do that. Alright? Because Endeavor was some broke motherfuckers. Alright, and they was in debt. Alright, when they got WWE. Alright, so anything that the E is making for these niggas right now don't fucking matter. Alright? Because they're still in debt for the past shit with UFC. So let's not forget this shit. You know? So now what I'm hearing is they went to people that they got paid and was at a certain level then and not aka New Day. Now again, what I said yesterday, it's still intact. You can't blame New Day for the shit that you can't blame New Day for poor booking and poor creative input, uh, or what creative input in general, all around, right? Right, and then say, hey, you're not doing what we thought you were gonna do in merch or on TV. Take a pay cut. No, no, you got niggas not using no people. Sorry for the word niggas so much, y'all. Gotta get that shit out of how I feel about it. But you hear this shit and you just like, damn. So again, it's not Cody, it's not Roman, it's not CM Punk, it's not Danhausen, it's not, it's not Becky, it's not Charlotte, regardless of where she at right now. It's not Charlotte, right? It's not Randy Orton. So you gotta start thinking about stuff now. Who got paid recently? Now, the Miz deal was up last year, so maybe him. Maybe he took a pay cut. Um, uh, maybe you just gotta look at people who not in the same trajectory that they was, like level that it was before. Because even though Damian Priest just signed a new contract, right? So did New Day last year, right? Right. So, but Damian Priest just said he just signed a new contract recently, like less than a year ago. So it's probably not him, but he's not on the same level he was before. And like Damian Priest won the heavyweight championship, and he was fighting man advantage. He's not doing that right now. Now, did he have a belt? Yes, yes. So is it Sammy? No, I don't even know if Sammy's in the country yet. But I'm pretty sure he did because him and Orton signed the same. Not Orton. Him and Kevin Owens signed the same contract. Uh, last year or year before that. I don't know what the same contract, but maybe not Kevin Owens. He hasn't worked. He just started doing uh the coaching thing for right now. But he hasn't wrestled on almost 2 years now. So I don't know. I don't know. Don't know. But they said a couple wrestlers, and they also said a couple. They said a couple wrestlers took the pay cut. They also felt like some of the wrestlers who had to take a pay cut wanted to leave, but didn't. You know. But we got to see. You know. You know. So what I heard, and it looked like this happened though. I'm not talking about pay cuts. What I heard is, when they moved Gunther to SmackDown. Oh, sorry. When they moved Gunther to SmackDown, um, we didn't think about the feud that they scrapped for that. It looked like it was going to be Gunther versus LA Knight, right? And they completely went away from that feud. They completely scrapped everything, from that feud going forward because they moved Gunther to SmackDown. And it ain't like Jacob when Jacob's going back and forth from Raw to SmackDown. Nah, Gunther's just on SmackDown now. So, but and then you gotta feel bad for LA Knight to a certain extent. Now, he's probably another one. But they probably asked him for a pay cut because he did sign a new contract. He did sign a new contract. Recently, like last year too. You know, so they probably asked them too. Now, and regardless, now it all depends. Like it also all depends on certain things about LA Knight. Like what did they see him before? You know, did they see him as a mid card, or did they see him as a main eventer, like a main eventer, like everybody else sees him as a main eventer? I mean, I do see LA Knight as a low tier main eventer. He jobs too much to be a high tier, like a high tier. All right, and see, around this time, he should be on SmackDown because he can go for the belt around this time. Because it ain't the wrong timing for LA Knight to win a belt from over there in SmackDown. It's the wrong timing for him to go for a belt over in Raw. Yes, because Roman's not dropping the belt, and I'm gonna get into that real soon. Like on this episode, because oh yeah, let me finish the LA Knight thing. It's the wrong timing for him to be on Raw, because Roman's not dropping the belt. He should be on SmackDown because Cody can drop the belt this month, next month, like soon. He can drop it to Drew. He can drop it to Gunther, which I think is gonna happen. He can drop it to Randy Orton, which was probably gonna happen. And then I would tell you that bad timing for LA Knight because of the fact that neither one of these boys are dropping these belts right now, right? But SmackDown champion Cody is gonna drop the belt pretty soon, right? It's gonna happen, right? So it's just LA Knight has to be on Raw. So let me shift to Roman and shift to Jacob. So y'all remember the whole complex I had about Over and Brock, which I'm gonna get into that shit too at the end. Not Brock, but Over. You know, so about how if Over keep beating down Brock, I'm feeling way less confident about Over winning. But Over won. So they stopped doing that shit, right? So it's the same feeling I'm getting about Jacob. Now, I already said this in this episode already that Roman's not losing, right? And it's going off. He just got the fucking belt. And the only reason I was 70-30 in the first place because they took him off the pay per view. Well, not the pay per view. They took him off of June, all of June, right? Because he's not going to be at that pay per view for Night of Champions in Saudi, right? So it was the only reason I was thinking that. But this is the second week that Jacob has put hands on him. And I might add, the fans in Ohio knew the assignment and they passed because Jacob didn't get booed this time. That shit in Houston that happened last week was horse shit. Because Jacob's not a heel, right? Like he wasn't a heel last night, and he wasn't a heel 2 weeks ago when he put hands on Roman, right? Like Roman said some out of pocket shit, right? Last week, right? And then Jacob did the fuck what he supposed to do and put hands on that boy, right? Right? And then he did it again last week. I mean this week. Roman said some out of pocket shit. And when he did that, hold on, let me tell you that real quick. Roman said some out of pocket shit, and then Jacob went unhinged again. Now, let me say this now, and I don't know how to put this or how to feel about this situation. This is the second night. No, hold on, no. The second time that Jacob has put hands on Roman, and there's no cousins. Okay? There's no cousins to help him. They were there. They were there last Monday, and they were there this Monday. I do you one even better. I do it better. These niggas flipping, just like these niggas flipping the show to show, just like Jacob is. Right? If Jacob's on SmackDown, the Usos are on SmackDown. If the Usos are on Raw, Jacob's on Raw. Think about that shit. And again, he had to put hands on them on either fucking shows, on SmackDown or on Raw. But what the main situation is, he hasn't touched them. Pause. He hasn't put hands on them on Raw when they hitting the tribal chief. It's the only thing that's giving me a strange feeling about certain things. Now, again, I don't think Roman's losing, but he could. I believe that he could. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, and I wouldn't be surprised if Roman wanted to put over Jacob. All right, now, could it be a short run? Yeah. Could it be a short run? Yeah, I can see that. I can see a short run, title run. Like Roman loses it and he gets it by the month after. Because they keep saying that Russell Reed is gonna be one of Roman's title defenses. Now I don't know how I feel. I don't mind that happening, but how does that look for Ron Breakker against like Ron Breakker being the leader of the division? How does that look then? That Russell Reed's going after the title, um, when he should be going after the title. How does that look? So, but like again, the pay per view is what, this weekend, this Saturday, and depending on what happened on SmackDown, it looked like we getting 5 matches, and 2 of these matches don't be on the free show of ESPN 2. All right, and then we got 3 more matches uh, after that on the pay-per-view. Now listen. Just don't. Will I watch the free shit on ESPN 2? Yeah, for sure, for sure. But getting, so paying for 3 matches on the pay per view don't phase me, because I don't pay for the pay per view. ESPN shit. I don't. So this doesn't phase me one bit. VPN, baby. People need to get on that. Plain and simple. But but I'm still no. I'm like 80. I'm like 90% Roman's winning, 10% Jacob winning. That's how I am right now. It's like 10%, maybe 5%. Maybe it's 95 Romans don't win, 5% Jacobs don't win. And that's not me saying that I don't see Jacob as a main eventer, because I do see him as a main eventer. I do. I believe Jacob can be a main eventer. I believe Jacob can be a champion, a world champion. I didn't like his United States title run that much, because of the fact that they gave it to Solo, which is whatever on that shit. But you know, it happens. But he's not beating Roman. Like, he's beaten down Roman too many times for for that to happen. Now, I will say this though, Roman has became a good seller, like seller in the ring because he can sweat on cue. Now, he can sweat deep sweat on cue now. It's like The Rock can have goosebumps on cue, and like he can just slap, like he can just slap his arm, and them fake ass goosebumps gonna come on his arm. Yeah, Roman can do that. Roman can do that with sweat on his face. You know. So speaking of Roman, then I'm gonna get into the we make however long this episode go. So I don't know where all the Seth Rollins hate came from, but two people. I'm in the chat with my homeboys, right? Best friend and his cousin and everybody else, but mainly these two. Mainly these two. Like Ryan and Carlton. Mainly these two. They they had a problem with Seth stepping up to Roman. And I don't know where all this hate comes from for Seth, but it ain't here because as a in how do I say this, as a in ring performer, all right, and character, Seth is on top for me. Pause. Like Seth like in ring, he's number one. He's number one. In ring performer in WWE, alright, he's number one. No one outperforms him in the ring, period. For me. Character wise, I'm down. Listen, I can't. I'm not gonna hold you on some of his outfits. Alright, but he's been serious lately. Since he comes back, he's been all black, everything. Alright, we haven't had to worry about a messed up outfit since, or a questionable outfit since he came back. Right, and these niggas still singing his fucking song. Alright, alright, and he not even reacting to that shit. Okay, so all this hate for self, uh, leave it at the fucking front door. Alright? And close it behind you. Plain and simple. Cause there ain't no hate here for stuff. Nah. All the shade he getting and how y'all want to Ron Breaker to beat his ass, leave that shit alone, dog. Nah. No, sir. So about that match though, mm, so Seth lost. Even though he was protected Sunday. I mean, that's Sunday. At mainly he was protected because the reason he lost is because of Braun. I don't think Seth should lose. I don't think he's gonna lose. I don't think he's gonna lose. Um, Saturday because Ron Breaker put a hurt on him Saturday. Now, saying that, I don't think this is a one-off match in the first place. I don't think it's a one-off match. I think this match is gonna go on to SummerSlam. To tell you the truth, so I don't know how long Ron Breaker is gonna be out for now, but he should be coming back before SummerSlam, and maybe we get a tag match. Well, no, I don't know because they they tease Roman and Seth, but that's not gonna happen right now. Like even though they moved Gunther out the way, it's still too crowded for us to get a Roman versus Seth. Maybe at Mania, I don't even know about that shit because Roman made it clear he's only here full time ish, full time ish for the summer. So, and that's not saying he won't be at Mania because he'll be at Mania. It just won't be he won't be full time until Mania. That ain't happening. So maybe we get it then. To by then, Seth, Seth, we moved on from what we need to be moved on from, and Roman will have dropped the belt by then, um, and we can go from there, right? So we'll see, we'll see, we'll see about that. Let me get into the old thing before I go. So the over situation is damn if you do it and damn if you don't. Because if Over would have lost to Brock, we're mad, right? Right? Like we're mad then if Over don't beat Brock, right? So now you can't get him the belt right away, right? Because then you got fans who are the truest fucking heels ever. Okay, I'm gonna stay with that until I'm blue in the fucking face. All right, like like uh the fans are the worstest heels ever. Okay, because if you give him the belt right away, it's too soon. You're giving him too much too soon. You know he shouldn't have the belt. But if you don't give him the belt, and then you had the open challenge scene, and and uh he beat Otis, which was a fun match, right? And it lasted as long as it needed to last. Like you know what you did then? Oh, you know, Owen needs to be doing something meaningful, like winning the belt, right? Right? Dog, give this shit time. Let him have some fun matches and beat people in less than 5 minutes, all right? And dominate. And dominate. Like he will get a belt soon, soon. All right, but then if you give him the IC title, it's too soon. I mean, no. If you give him the IC title, then people are gonna feel like the IC title is beneath him. All right, all right. But so it's a damn if you do and it's a damn if you don't. No, just wait. Now, I will say you shouldn't have do this open challenge every week, all right? Because you don't got the bodies for it, especially now. But you don't got the bodies for that. And I'm happy that it wasn't Tozawa, and he backed down like he should have, and then Otis um, stepped up. Now, I didn't mind that match. That super uppercut was the best thing in that match. And, before I go, match of the night for what it was not Seth. I'm sorry. Finn versus JD Madonna. Even though the end of the match was horse shit. It is what it is. They put JD over. They protected Finn because of what happened. It is what it is. I told y'all that Becky was gonna come out and interfere in the transfer signing. I hate that so Rika Butch to finish, but she got time to recover now from that. That match should have been on the fucking pay-per-view card. It should. It should. If you gonna have 2 matches for free, you should have 4 matches on the card or left over, not 3. Don't jip people, you know. But I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure you gotta like, subscribe, share. Make sure you gotta watch wrestling. Make sure you gotta watch E-Fast, New Breed. Make sure y'all be safe out there today, y'all. This is the Hiredgun, or the Hiredgun podcast. Love you guys. God bless. I'm out.